Tonight's going to be one of those. Let's start the evening like this. I feel like one who has done work for the day to retire a while. I receive now again of my many translations from my avatars ascending while others, doubtless, await me. An unknown sphere, more real than I dreamed, more direct, darts awakening rays about me so long. Remember my words. I may again return. I love you. So long, Walt Whitman. Welcome, artists and family. You know what it is. Finally, Thursday night has come back. Pull up a Zoom box, grab a microphone, and get comfortable. It's about to go down. Welcome to the online open mic presented by the legendary, the legendary Nuyorican Poets Cafe. I am your host. My name is Elemen2al. Happy Thursday. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Woo. It has been a rough one, has it not? It has been a rough one. But we are here. And I don't know if the world's ready for this one, but we are here, folks. Welcome to episode 58. We do this week after week, and we've been doing this and doing this and doing this well. And trust me, tonight is another one. Every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on YouTube. If you're watching and you would like to join us in the stream, the number's on your screen. 977-539-856. Jump in, join the greatest community in the world. Want to know why I say that? Believe me, we're going to show you this evening. We do this week after week thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills. All right, so we would like to thank the New York New York State Department of Cultural Affairs and the New York State Council on the Arts, New York City, New York State, my apologies. Yeah, and we are truly, truly thankful. And if you would like to add your energy to the mix, you can go to nuyorican.org/contribute. Trust and believe every dollar counts, and we truly, truly appreciate you. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest tech in the Zoomverse. Doing only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. I'm down with RMT by now. Damn it. You should be. That cat's dope. All the way up in the BX. Appreciate you, Ron. Truly. Also, folks, keep an eye on Ron's screen this evening. Keep an eye on Ron's screen this evening. All right. This is where you can find me. Elemen2al.com. Take out the T, put in the number 2, elemen2al.com. So many things going on, folks. So many things coming up. Make sure you plug in. Tonight's theme, the written word. I know, right? Couple I's, couple T's. I know, right? But depending on where you are in the world, right, translations may take upon a different being. So that's what we're looking at this evening. If your artwork is not on theme, that's still totally cool, but it's gonna be an interesting. All right, next week's theme coming at you. You ready? Passport, postage, atlas, shrugged. Right. This is about where have you been, right? How far have you gone, right? All these and listen, this doesn't have to be necessarily real stamps in your passport, although if you want to flex like that, that would be beautiful. Right, you have artistic license to do exactly what you choose to do. Here is a look at our upcoming themes, right? Listen, folks, we are getting into February. Like, can you dig it? It's like I just thought we just started January, and now here we are in February, folks. So this is a look at our upcoming themes, right? We are going to get to it. All right. Let's get to the rules so we can get to the artistry this evening. Artists, turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic stage as much as possible. Plus, we love to see all the beautiful exuberance that goes into your artistic performance. All right. So turn your cameras on. As you are getting prepared for the microphone, have your artwork ready. All right. Whether the resident musicians who are in the building this evening with their sound settings, right? Please make sure you have your artwork ready. All right. Because we do have a full list. And with that in mind, artists, you have 3 minutes to rock plus a 30-second intro to let the world know what is going on. As I mentioned, keep an eye on RMT's screen. All right. We are going to try out this timer and see how we can get closer to not getting into the 3.5 hour range, right? However, keep in mind, folks, you have 3 minutes to rock. Let the artists in the 19th, 20th, and the good luck round, folks, know that we are all here to promote them and do all the things that we do for them as well. Listen, you hear that? Yeah. That's called 9930. All the people with sensitive ears should be gone by now. All right. Because we bring about some very triggering flashbacks at times. But the founder of our cafe were major proponents on the freedom of speech, and we will make sure it maintains in the vein of everything we do. Therefore, there is no censorship. Other than any hate speech or any ism that people may use to manipulate, which will not, I said not be tolerated. Fuck around and get cute, man. Get the boot all the way from the BX, man. For real. This is a living, breathing trigger warning. Thou hath been warned. This is a true call and response space. After these artists get up here and they share a true essence of who they are, you will see this pop up on your screen. This is when you get a chance to share all of that energy, all of that exuberance with the audience. Don't worry about the noise, y'all. It's the rowdiest night of the week anyway, and we're going to make sure it stays that way. So share all of that energy, and all of that energy will be returned to you with every performance of every artist this evening. The guaranteed list tonight is closed, all right, because signups begin 24 hours before the show, which will be Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. All right, to sign up, you go to Nuyorican. You click on the Thursday you want to get down on, and you need an Artist-RSVP ticket. It's the only way you're getting on the guaranteed list, and they don't show up until 24 hours before the show. If you're in the tri-state area, make sure you are plugging in with the Nuyorican Bowery Slam, hosted by Jay Rose and Luna Rosa. Going down that it is a monster stage. All right, make sure you're ready for that. Also at the Lower East Side Center, shout out Supreme for the open mic. Make sure you plug in as well. The Final Friday, shout out Tony McPherson for getting down. Listen, that's some work on that stage. Again, only sharks in that water, for real. And know thyself, right? Shout out Charlie Vasquez. Listen, so much going on. All right. Tonight's list is full of, I don't know, like, would you call them artists? Would you call them poets? Would you call them dedicated creatives? Like, there's so many names for them, but there they are. All of my rowdy friends here on Thursday night. What's good folks? It is great to see you all. I am looking forward to each and every one of your poems. All the new shit, all of it that's ready, right? How many folks got new shit this evening? Anybody? Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I love it. There's been so many things going on in the world, folks. So many things going on in the world, folks. And I am looking forward to every single one of these artists this evening. Let's do it. Coming up first this evening, our resident blacksmith is in the building. Oh my goodness. This gentleman is a true pillar of our community. Mr. Lighthouse Writers himself, the one and only Michael Sindler is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you, sir. Please, you know what it is. Take it away.
Yeah, good. Thank you, Elemental. Good to see you. Good to see everybody here. And as far as where you can find me, I will put up my usual little thing that says lighthousewriters.org, which go check it out. There's some amazing things going on. There's the new season of classes has just dropped, so there's a lot of good stuff. Um, I just want to take 1 second though. We as artists try and speak truth to power, and we saw one of the greatest examples of speaking truth to power I've seen in a long time from Bishop Marion Budde. And I just really want to say from my heart that that's what it's about, and that's where we need to be. She should be something that we all strive to be. That being said, I'm going to start with this one called Fix What You Can Fix. At least fix what you can fix when you cannot fix it all. There will always be conflicts. The world runs on conflicts. Living hits everybody hard. Time can't be herded or held. We cobble tents back together to weather the tempests. And this next one's a little more personal. It's called Click. 20 years click by like bulb-lit celluloid and cardboard frames, wheel revolving over projector, dropping and releasing one after another. Click, stepping off the van. Click, illicit walks in woods. Click, first moment of intimacy. Click, car bound south from Sattva to Surprise. Click, a soul shared home. Click, spooning in sun on couch. Click, you dancing in kitchen. Click, life equals division. Click, cold concrete courthouse. Click, packing boxes for you. Click, blank frame, blank frame, blank frame, blank frame. Click, sweet surprise at Thanksgiving. Click, same girl, only older. Click, sitting by hospital bedside. Click, blank frame, blank frame, blank frame, blank frame. Click, 20 years, click by, one after another. And this one I wrote a couple nights ago called Far Off Dream. You say you wrote this song, but I remember penning it in a far off dream. You must have been there in that other world. You must have jotted or scribbled. You must have copied my thoughts, glued my words to your tongue until the bond dissolved. Then you spit them out, and it sounded different in a different key. Sounded like what I hear now watching you sing. And then I wonder, maybe it was your dream that I was in. So easy to get confused. Okay, thank y'all very much.
Maybe it was your dream. Like, I told y'all, like this dude. Woo, unmute yourself. Give it up for Michael Stiller.
There you go, Michael. There you go.
I need some lessons in how to be as consistent as you, Michael. Can you put that in a bottle that's easy to
You
dispense?
don't need any such thing, man. You're the most consistent one of all of us and have been for years and years.
Oh, sure.
Truly appreciate what you do, sir, because of your consistency. Again, as I told y'all, he's a resident blacksmith, right? When blacksmith speaks to consistency. Fix what you can fix. Again, like a true blacksmith, fix what you can fix, right? There will always be conflicts. The world runs on conflicts. And then it click, folks. I know, right? The first is a mouse click, but it's a camera. Like, and I just love the aspect of how you put that into your life, right? A soul shared home, dancing in the kitchen, packing boxes for you, sir. That's same girl, only older. True. Far often, you said, glued my words to your tongue till the bond dissolved. And then, of course, spit it back at you, right? I appreciate that, sir. That's work that you continue to help me to grow in my writing. I appreciate you, sir. Truly. All right. Starship's underway, folks. Let's go. Coming up next, this incredible gentleman continues to come through. I'm telling you, has a way of just writing the type of poetry that just sticks to your bones. You'll find out why I said that. The one and only Alan Gary is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you, sir. Please.
And always great to be here, Elemen2al and my friends. Please feel free to follow me on Facebook. So tonight, the theme is the written word and translations. Well, my three quick pieces are not foreign in language, but I've taken three pieces from the classic style and made them contemporary. First one, it's a sonnet, contemporary. It's called Prom. Some of us have gone to it, some of us haven't, but it also has another meaning about going forward. Place the pennies on my eyes, help me see through death's disguise, dance with me strongly, hold my hand wrongly. Force a true confession, object of my obsession, Achilles my heel, to seal the deal. Heal the sores of times bygone while crossing my Rubicon. The die has been cast, push me hard while remaining steadfast. Walk through storms while wishing for more. Begin our dance as our bomb. Each step a new prom. Next piece is called Breath. You are my breath, sustaining me in life, causing me to not fear death. With your essence, which empowers my stride, I am complete and aware of your presence. My focus and drive, whether forceful or discreet, are fueled by a hunger that only intensifies by tapping what's there. I alone, none other, to liberate, not smother, and course through the air, while unshackled and free, my nerves are unrattled, my synapses agree. Not a Garden of Eden or false pedigree, nor even a hint of bourgeoisie, simple as one, outdone it cannot be. Speaking rhetorically, You are me. And finally, this is called lathe. What tool to sharpen my senses, created by Almighty, or the armies of my defenses, what scoundrels dare to suppress such affirmation of declaration, dedication, and humble beginnings yield fruit of such magnitude, imitation, form of flattery, brigand by any other name, amounts to assault and battery, theft of instrument, all the same. That is why, to work my game, arrows from quiver aimed at the sky. I am not God, but I have faith. My gift is my soul, which focuses my heart, and I am powered by a heavenly lathe. Thank you.
Told you, man. Like, I don't know how he does that, but he does this shit so well, right? Unmute yourself. Give it up for Alan.
That was just beautifully done. Yeah, great pieces.
Yeah, Alan, after these past few weeks, I'm kind of keying into the way you speak your poems. It's just like this very classic, almost announcer's tone of voice, and it makes your poems come over so strong and clear.
Thank you.
It's true. And as I wrote, I love the rhythm. The rhyme rhythm is really perfect. It's great.
Thanks.
He just has a way of his delivery, right? And his artwork sticking to your bones, right? And I love how your colleagues got into that, right? You have one of those voices that's just, it's one of those things. It's like, I get it, right? Because the way that you deliver your work, it is just that way, right? And then you have the nerve, right, to come off with place the pennies on my eyes. Right? Shout out Boondock Saints, man. For real. Shout out the Boondock Saints, man. Right? Each step a new prom. You know what I mean? He said, causing me not to fear death. Like, do you know how powerful that is for something not to, like, that's just work, sir. Liberate, not smother. Right? Right? You are me. Imitation, form of flattery, of course. Arrows from quiver aimed at the sky. Come on, man. How many people attempt to, throw rocks at the sun and don't believe they can make it? Appreciate you, sir, for all that you do. Truly. Continue to do what you do, sir. All right. Coming up next. Yo, every time this cat comes through, I get excited, man. I really do get excited. This cat has been rocking with the Nuyorican Poets Cafe for a long time. One of the pillars of our community, and a voice that I believe the world continues to need to hear, and one that I truly enjoy. The one and only Alexander Goldberg is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Come on, Goldberg, take it away.
Find me on Gorbensky on Instagram. Great performance by Michael, great performance by Alan. Looking forward to on other performances. And the title of the poem that I'm presenting tonight is How to Live a Useful Life. And it is inspired by the book, the cover of which is in my background. It is called The Ageless by Miroslav Dochenet. I hear all the book lovers ask me this question. Suggest a good book. Where to find the translation? We know that translation can sometimes distort the content, or it can improve written word. I'll offer you something. It always makes sense. My jokes can come from many tragic events. Has it been so hard that you want to give up? If so, there's a book that you can open up. And it is the book that gives answers to questions like, what do we do when the world turns against us? Sometimes there's a challenge that makes us or breaks us. You can't buy an apple, although it seems baseless. It doesn't look good, but it's really delicious. It has many vitamins. It is nutritious. This book tells a story of brutal invaders and of the civilian workers and peasants They weren't strong warriors, soldiers, or knights, and they were untrained. They were regular guys. But nevertheless, they deserve our respect. This book says, don't judge us. We're weak and inept. For you, our dear country, we're battle and try. We don't have life skills, but must learn how to die. It is a great book, and it's easy to read. You must fight for life that you're willing to lead. I offered this book to the entire nation. Each time that I read, I got standing ovation. If you've ever felt that the life is unfair, then read it, and you'll find the answers in there. And take the next step. When you're feeling dumbfounded, learn not to give up and do something about it. There are many books that can teach us to fight, and they also teach us to live our lives right. This book is so reasonable. It is moral. It contains the values, both core and eternal. You won't be forgotten, my sisters and brothers. You must read and learn and pass knowledge to others. Thank you.
You must read and learn and pass knowledge to others. You must read and learn. Like, come on. Unmute yourself. Give it up for the Goat Bird.
Oh man, Alexander, you're always.
That was amazing.
Yeah, it's
That
always
was superb. Superb. It was great.
I just want to say, I've always got something good to say about what you write because there's always something good. And, always your compassion just shows through. You hit the theme, on the head, with the literature. But I also just want to point out that, there's a few people in this community, and obviously comes to mind, but like are just master rhymers, and you're one of those, man. You have such a gift for rhyme. Just absolutely love it.
Thank you, Michael.
Alex.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Alex, I was smiling through that whole poem because your voice was born to deliver that kind of swagger. That was so enjoyable.
Yes, thank you so much. My rhymes, it's always, I think the power in rhymes and words. So I always try to deliver it and write it that way. Thank you so much.
This is what I love about our community, right? Because we can critique each other's work, right? This is not a criticism, right? This is a critique of each other's work. And to hear it, not just from me, right? Some people may think I'm biased, right? But listen, I love this. I really do, right? I truly enjoy the artistry of what we do, right? But I think it's important that you hear how your colleagues feel about your work, right? You said suggest a good book. Like, yo, how about you know what? I appreciate that inspiration, Goldberg. This evening, folks, how about this? Everyone, at one point in time or another, everyone suggest a good book in the chat this evening. Everyone that's in the room, everyone suggest at least one good book, right? Whether it's a poetry book, history book, whatever it is. And we appreciate the Goldberg for bringing that to us, right? There is a book you can open up, right? Like that's what it is, right? And this is what we're here to do, to continue to grow our community, right? To continue to grow the collective understanding, right? Appreciate you for that, Goldberg. Really, for you, dear country, right? We must learn how to die. Oh my goodness, we must learn how to die? Let's go. Like, let's do something about it. And this is what this is about, folks. You see this chat. Make sure you see this chat, how it's going up, right? Because this is what it's about. This is how we do it. Appreciate you, Goldberg. Truly. That cat's such a pillar of our community. Thank you for continuing to do what you do and share it with us. Appreciate you. All right. I don't see him. Goodness. I don't see the next artist on the list, so we will continue. Oh, yo. Okay. Yo. So a couple weeks ago, we got a chance to see two artists get down in a way that we haven't seen. They do have a manuscript coming out. Shout out, shout out, Finn Hall. Listen, these two are about to do what they did last time, probably a lot worse. Probably a lot worse. Okay, because these two gentlemen are incredible in their own right, and then they come together, and it's atomic. Coming up next, the one and only, all the way from Shaolin, Staten Island, Jacob Moses, and the one and only Douglas Kayla is in the building. Gentlemen, it is amazing to see you both. I am so much looking forward to what you have to share with us this evening. Make sure you plug your manuscript. Gentlemen, please take it away. Great to see you.
Okay, the manuscript just came out about a week and a half ago. It's on lulu.com, lulu.com. It's called Tuesday Night Beat. We're going to drop the link after this. So this poem is called Rage On and Rock Out.
We just wrote this like
2 days
yesterday.
ago? Yeah, yesterday.
2 days ago, yesterday, something like that, yeah.
All right, here it goes. Here it goes. Okay. Here lies hope, strangled by its own noose that dangled its sinewy, raggedy body through the streets as marchers paraded it around, its heart swelling in pockets of palpitation. Headless it swung, lambasted it was, as a symbol that the victors run the craps table, where faded fortunes fester, and finagling of power precipitates a clock's palindrome chime. Only rhyme can excavate the sarcophagi of real rebellion, to plant the fighting spirit back in the soul of the population.
Snake eyes foreshadow the derailment of boxcars pummeling through the tunnels of tyranny. We cannot gamble on morality and let the White House win. Our liberties are not bargaining chips. Our freedom remains. Freeze the assets of fascism. Free the aspects of facts outlining the further demise of our rights. Our lyrical bars will bind the powers that be.
For our literary barbs will mutilate the treasonous. We are the dissenting outliers bringing guns to a knife fight to cast out the blight. Even with the unconstitutional rollback of rights, we will retain our individuality. It isn't a commodity as something that's to be spent, gained, won, or lost. Let us reimagine this timeline. Let us throw many wrenches in this machine that demands we rage against it, even if it kills us.
Every day we pray for Deus Ex Machina, divine intervention in the form of a felon succumbing to a final destination. We've moved past hiding in attics. We are rhyming fanatics unwilling to hide our identities and hoods, for we are not ridden with cowardice. We will wear this revolution proudly. We will not disrobe our messages to make them more palatable to the plutocrats, for their brand was bleached in laundromats.
What rinse cycle do we choose? For combined with detergent, we scrub the filth of immorality from the seams of society. All their bravado and bluster isn't enough to stain the red, white, and blue that our forefathers once erected and envisioned, a time where independent thought was championed and intelligence awarded, not derided. Our newly elected POTUS, his corpulent finger not resting on the Bible, makes it liable to suggest he won't uphold that which matters most, a reversal of a return to form as his commitments to citizens are cremated. But the dead can't talk. Their translucent specters will violently haunt his cabinet.
Those of the slaves, those of the braves, common ground of burial and execution. Magicians keep their jars in tow as guns from oppressors are locked, stocked, loaded, goaded by corporations to further disenfranchise the famished. Vanished is accountability. Spanish bombs, pumps from the boom boxes. We crash literary conventions. Magnanimity is merely an invention outdone by megalomania. We may be better off in Transylvania, for at least we know the fate of our blood in that setting.
As DJs and MCs, we spin and rock out until the last nerve ruptures, with community acting as the last refuge. Auxiliary power is activated, for our dialogue and powers combined are like that of the Wonder Twins, as we wring truth out of ordinary and hold up a mirror to the deepest seated issues. Will our words and protestations be enough to incite real rebellion? Is it just enough to craft these treatises, or should we take it steps further, hurtling as comets do into the frothy white of the Milky Way, averting a crash landing on an inhospitable planet?
Prismatic principles are what we reflect and refract as the government tries to redact rights, blackouts, fights, memories unlocked by fury. For sure, the jury will regret their verdict, letting a felon free on the technicality of power. We live in a country that aided and abetted, raided, never vetted, faded, now indebted to dictatorship and oligarchy. Poetry is inherently anarchy, raging against another culture, tendency, and we scream this rebel yell, we will take no more. Poem.
Boom. Boom.
Yo, poetry is inherently anarchy? Come on, man. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Jacob R. Moses and Douglas
Great
Caleb.
job. You guys rocked it.
Yeah, such complimentary voices too. Douglas is a sort of a kind of a, and a lot of this I know has to do with the respective pieces of technology you're using. But Douglas is this kind of smooth and sort of more broad, maybe a little more flat. And Jacob, your voice has a higher edge to it, and I find it very complimentary. Other than that, you're a great tag team at trading your verses. It's really powerful what you two guys do.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And we should just do a little quick plug. We are planning on having a release party on February 2nd, 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Zoom. You can find both of us on Facebook, and it'll be pinned on our profiles when we'll be doing it.
Fantastic. Name of the book?
Tuesday Night Beats.
Yo, make sure you plug in, man. For real. Shout out like a blot in the blue. Shout out Finn Hall, man. Listen, what you two cats do is amazing. As the Jedi Master said, right? The way that your voices come together and the volley that both of you do within your poetry styles, right? It works because no one's trying to outdo the other one. You're allowing each other the space to get down and really get down, right? It's not a competition, right? And it sounds like that. It sounds like it's not a competition, but both of you are getting down in this, right? Rage on and rock out indeed, right? The clock's palindrome chime, like we cannot gamble on morality. Come on, freeze the assets of fascism. Like, come on, right? Move beyond addicts. Man, commitment to citizens cremated, like common ground, burial, execution. Come on, man, with the Wonder Twin powers activate, yo. Like I'm all about that life. I appreciate that so much, man. Truly, truly appreciate what y'all do. Make sure you are plugging in with both of them. That is going to be one incredible manuscript. I no doubt about it. All right. Let me shout out a couple folks in the building. I saw Escape Artist. Good looking out for being here. Listen, shout out to educators in the building. The one and only Professor Platinum, Doug Silver is here. Truly appreciate that, Cap. Always coming through. Always, always. That energy is always felt. Truly, truly appreciate you. I see a Caitlin Rogers in the building, right? Deep Thought Lyricist. What's good, man? Appreciate y'all for coming through and hanging out with us. Yo, listen, I don't know how comfortable you are with it, but I can easily and comfortably call you our resident comedian is in the building. All right. And I'm hoping that they came through with that work again this evening. I have no doubt about it. Looking forward to that work. All right. Let's keep it going. Coming up next, straight from Brooklyn in the house, this incredible storyteller. Listen, if you are not prepared, listen, grab yourself something comfortable because this artist is an incredible storyteller with captivating stories indeed. The one and only Markencia is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you. Please take it away.
Find me here. Her hands, alms upon the altar. She giveth grace for favor, swaying with ease, offering sweets and soups and teas, a soothing remedy of lamp and flashlight, awakened in our memory. Her hands, fences round my garden, my crown, mended, molded, bejeweled bedazzlement, barrettes upon barrettes, plastic, elastic, in arrays of hue, unsubdued to form, to multitude. A boy mom with the precision of unskilled magician, gathered loose strands, twisted, root to end. Her casket adorned with bouquets, her spirit a living hope, a trail of golden staircases to the Crystal Palace. Thank you.
Her spirit of living hope. Like, really? You just go leave that on us, huh? Got you. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Markencia.
You did amazing.
Love it.
Beautiful. Beautifully done.
You know, great imagery, Markencia.
You know, again, the way that your poetry comes out of you, it's so Markencia, right? And I say this about everyone who has their flow locked in, right? Just the way that you describe your scenes, right? Her hands, fences around my garden, right? Like, right, your imagery, like the Jedi Master says, your imagery and the way that you put that detail in, it's pretty amazing, right? A boy mom with magician skills, like you do what you do and you do it very well. We appreciate you for always sharing it with us. Truly, truly appreciate you. Yo, as I continue to say, folks, some people do this, we do this. All right. Coming up next, yo, every time this artist comes through, she has a way of bringing a level of energy that you didn't know you needed. I've been looking forward to hearing from this artist in the wake of what has transpired in this country we live in. I have been looking forward to this artist's work. The one and only Bonnie Soloway is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It really is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you so much, Elemental. Yes, I've been trying to find some peace, which has been very difficult. I actually wrote this, started this poem the fourth day after the election, and then it kind of sat and I worked on it. And after I finished it, I named it Wings of Freedom. And ironically, I decided to put an epigraph in based on Paul Simon's song, El Condor Pasa. I'd rather be a sparrow than a snail. But then I decided to look it up, and it just so happens that he did not compose it. He wrote the words, but it was an orchestral piece written in 1913 by Peruvian songwriter Daniel Robles. And Paul Simon heard it in Paris when he was performing in 1965, along with an Andean folk music group, Los Incas. And he got permission to add the lyrics to the song. So the song is originally to do with the condor flying over, seen as a symbol of freedom. And it's often seen as a metaphor for the desire for liberation against aggression. So I thought it was just amazing that it all came together and that I had named it Wings of Freedom. So anyway, Wings of Freedom. Sparrows flying round the park as if life's still the same, in and out their favorite trees, chirping out their favorite games. Followed by a butterfly on wings so free and breezy, oblivious to a world that feels surreal, if not defeated. A hummingbird stopped by my bench, hovering in midair, nowhere near the flowers, yet with no discernible care. Some believe a hummingbird's a sign of hope and luck. I rather doubt that, facing 4 more years of a man named Trump. Others say it means a loved one's spirit is someone near. I could use some quick advice if my late husband was only here, though I pictured him as a crow, or perhaps a big black raven. But heck, if he's a hummingbird, I'll take his spirit's recreation. He was set to flee in 2020. Had Trump won that re-election, he planned to leave it all behind without much hesitation. Wish I would have asked him where he thought he'd go. We all could use some suggestions while absorbing this crowning blow. I'm glad to live in California, a blue state, thankfully. Red state dogmas are more aligned with foreign dictatorships, it seems. While I feel safe out west, at dark moments late at night, I see blue states falling right in line, unable to fight the fascists right, as it forbids support for fires, hurricanes, floods, or quakes, turning climate change disasters into reasons they can rape the rights of human beings, doing all it takes to disallow dissent by quashing thoughts and deeds, punishing any state that fails to bend down to its knees. It's been us human beings who've stayed dissatisfied, America's incessant greed finally pacified by oligarchic dictators making up the ruling class, making more and more and more in a free fall of morass, unregulated power mongers, self-elected, free and clear, to live their tax-free lives, democracy firmly in arrears. Alas, the sparrows will still be flying, their lives ever staying sane, in and out their favorite trees, chirping their favorite games. The butterflies and hummingbirds, the crows and ravens and squirrels will live in happy oblivion despite the chaos in our world. May Mother Nature know who of us to save and who must go. And may that plan be well in place before AI robots run the show. That's it.
Yeah, I told y'all, it's just so real. Unmute yourself, give it up for Bonnie Soloway.
Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nicely done, Bonnie.
Thank you.
Really like how you were able to connect all those kind of social, political observations with nature and the way you did it. And you have this really kind of lyrical way of putting all that together with the rhythm and rhymes. It just has a wonderful flow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely, right? Because again, this is what I mentioned about when artists have their flow locked in, right? And you are in tune with your natural rhythm, right? It comes off exactly the way it needs to, right? With the rise and fall of your heartbeat, right? And it's important to really get in sync with that, right? This is your internal metronome, right? And when you do, then what you write comes out like this, right? With the sparrows chirping out their favorite games. Are you kidding? Right? Red State dogmas? Listen, some believe a hummingbird is a sign of good luck, without a doubt, right? Unregulated power mongers. Yo, like I don't know. That's just that was gonna sit with me, right? Live in happy oblivion. I don't know. I think they could even put that outside that building out there and it would make sense, right? Live in happy oblivion. Appreciate you, Bonnie. It's always great to hear from you. Um, Hope you're surviving okay. Truly, shout out to all our California family. Hopefully, you're surviving okay. Please, if it gets too close and they tell you to leave, please evacuate. Don't mess around with it. Really. Truly appreciate you, Bonnie. Great to hear from you. Make sure you plug in with Bonnie Soloway. Coming up next, yo. Last week we had the incredible delight of hearing this artist, and they have come back. Listen, told them. I told you messed up. Coming up next is our resident comedian in the building. Asari is here. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is great to see you again. Please take it away.
Hi, thank you. My name's Asari. I'll try a little comedy tonight. All right, folks, let's talk about dating, or in my case, the lack of it. I stopped using dating apps, which, let's be honest, means I stopped dating entirely. Yeah, no swipes, no matches, just me, my imagination, and Netflix asking, "Are you still watching?" Yes, Netflix, I'm still watching. Thank you. Honestly, though, not dating for me, it's a healthy choice because my type is unavailable, like emotionally unavailable, geographically unavailable, legally unavailable. I mean, if a guy has a pulse and a restraining order, I'm like, oh, you complete me. It's not good. Not good. So I decided to quit cold turkey. It's like I went keto, but for romance, just cutting out all the emotional carbs. Now, now I'm trying something called therapeutic fantasizing. Oh, yeah, I am dating now in my head. You guys, it's amazing. You don't get ghosted. No one breaks up with you. No one sends you dick pics. Currently, I'm seeing 3 guys. First up, there's Nick. Nick is an inmate at a correctional facility. But don't worry, it's nothing violent. He got locked up for stealing diapers for his sister. I mean, come on. He's like Robin Hood, but with Pampers. Aw. Anyway, I'm tutoring him to get his GED. It's very professional, but one day, during a practice test, he hands me his pencil. Our knuckles brush, electricity, sparks. Is it hot in here? Or is it this fluorescent prison lighting? Okay, so now Nick's now out on parole and I'm helping him job hunt. He's a good guy. Sure, it's a weird meet cute, but what a great story if it works out, right? Then there's Patrick. Patrick is a Catholic priest. Stay with me, not a creepy one. He's fresh out of the seminary, new priest smell and everything. We talk every day. And I do this thing where I look at his lips while he's talking, then down at his collar, then back to his lips. It's like I'm doing a one-woman rom-com trailer. But Patrick, he's not biting because, vows. But in my fantasy, he's battling this deep internal struggle. He's like, God, I want to honor you. I want to be a good priest. But have you seen the rack on her? It's like the Notebook, but holier. And finally, there's Frank. Genstein. Yes, that's Frankenstein. He's a nice guy, just a little bit of a fixer-upper. Listen, he's not great at conversation, mostly just grunts and gestures, but he's so romantic. He picks flowers, hangs out with woodland creatures. I mean, the man just can sit and marvel and choir. Honestly, he's my Netflix and chill guy. We sit, we groan, and we binge watch. Now I'm on the hunt for a fourth guy. I need like a name and an occupation. Maybe Jordan the time traveler or Antoine the pirate. I don't know, the possibilities are endless. The best part of this, I have a rotating cast of men for every mood. Feeling restless? I call Nick. If I want a little forbidden fruit and a lady boner, Patrick. Need to just sit and grunt my feelings? Frank. Ladies, I have cracked the dating code. Who needs apps when you've got imagination? Thank you.
Damn it. Now that's what I'm talking about. Unmute yourself. Give it up for us. Sorry.
AK. Love that. I love your humor.
Wait, did you just say lady boner?
Yes, that was the best part. Lady boner.
Okay.
That was terrific.
That might be the best 2 words I've heard.
Yeah, that and Frank Kenstein, who's a fixer-upper. There's so many $1 million cracks in that routine.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
You're hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yo, you got chops. For real, you got chops. Like, yo. She said, honestly, a pulse and a restraining order. Like, I'm good. Like, those emotional carbs, though, those shits will blow you up, man, faster than a pot of beans. Let me tell you. She mentioned got arrested for stealing diapers. There's a movie. And the cat was named Hi, and his girlfriend called him H.I. Like, he is such a beautiful. What a great story if it works out, indeed. Tell me, I have no idea, but what is the new priest smell? Like that would throw a lot of folks off, right? Like, oh my goodness. We sit, we groan, and binge watch. Yeah. That's the Netflix and chill. Right. Jordan the time traveler. Like, come on. Like, yo, keep coming. Listen. Continue to do what you do. We are here for it. Appreciate you for doing what you do. All right. 2 more artists, and we will go to halftime. Coming up next, all the way across the pond, where it's wicked late indeed, the most eloquent writer I know, the one and only Lantern Carrier, is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Lantern. It is always great to see you, brother. Please take it away.
Thank you, my brother. I'll put my details in the chat in a moment. He said that hate is too great a burden to bear, and that he had decided to love. He carved the spirit of equality and freedom in America, championing the cause of a world without bigotry. The spirit of his perfect justice voice resonated a clarion call to defeat discrimination, and his written words became translated indelibly upon the minds, hearts, and souls, not only of those in the American and world diaspora, but transcended time across the globe. I doubt whether, on that fateful day, April 4th, 1968, Dr. King's assassin knew that he was not only killing a man who challenged the dark realms of poverty amidst corporate wealth, and that he was attempting to do the impossible. He was endeavoring to destroy a dream which had already gone over the mountaintop and seen the promised land. A dream which was resolute, as timeless as doctrines, one that outdid kings and queens of opulence for centuries. It outlasted greedy and callous humans who did their utmost to starve the vision of equity, brotherhood, justice, and freedom within the dark corridors of power. Such was the spirit of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s life and persona, the synergy of his eloquent bars par excellence, both in America and abroad. I can still hear his words, nay, feel them in my essence, coming through a vast expanse of consciousness on that glorious sunshine August day, 1963. He wrote and spoke in symphonies of the songs of freedom, the nightingale within his soul, inspiring our hopes and visions, encouraging us to fly, to soar above our own inadequacies and limitations, to transcend the yoke of oppression through fairness, hard work, opportunities for all, love for our fellow humans, irrespective of the melanin that bless our skins with dignity. Sea water caresses the pearls on its marine beds. The ocean sings of the magnificence. Corals smile in the aquamarine splendor as fishes dance in the kaleidoscope of colors. Love has not designed this world solely for gold or flowers. Roses know that they are being protected, pays homage not only to thorns but weeds, foliage and branches, even as the unfurling blossoms offer shade to their roots. The sun plays its part in photosynthesis, even as the vast etheric space offers up itself in contemplation as a habitat to all and sundry. Diversity is a law of creation, and we're called upon to live and let live. As another presidency unfolds, let us translate the iconic words of Dr. King to say, now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice until it rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. Let us seek mutual respect and cooperation, equality and opportunities, a call to harmonious freedom, and a call to love. Lantern Carrier, thank you.
I don't know how he always finds a way to make love feel like that, but he does. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Lantern Carrier.
Very good.
Yeah.
Wisdom par excellence.
You are so needed here, Lantern. Thanks again for being here.
Yeah, really.
Some people dabble in love, but you dance with love. And you have mastered, whatever step that you and love decide to dance, like you have mastered those steps, sir. Um, and love is a hard thing to write about. It's a hard thing to accept and really embrace, and you do an amazing job of it, sir. Um, Transcend time across the globe. I mean, already gone over the mountaintop. Like I continue to say, we are living Dr. King's dream. A nightingale within his soul. Like, are you kidding? Like, diversity is the law of our creation. I just don't know how you do it. Roll down like a righteousness of a raging stream. And then how you even say the word love. Appreciate you, Lantern. Truly, truly appreciate all that you do and continue to do. Please continue to plug into the source of inspiration that you have. One more artist, and we are going to take it to halftime. Coming up next, all the way from Jersey in the building. Listen, this artist right here, right? She's so black. She's so black. But she has brought herself into that and put herself into that space. And listen, this is what we do, right? The one and only Kayla is in the building, about to come through with some more of that work. Let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you. I put my Instagram in the chat. Instagram is K the Poet, like Megan Thee Stallion. This poem is called Power to the People. My heart has been heavy since inauguration. So I hope everyone's taking care of their mental health and all that stuff with everything that's coming up. But yeah, this one's called Power to the People. How can we organize, build roots and rise, serve our people's cries without the weight of their ties? The hands that seek to bind us and the systems that blind us. We stand on the shoulders of giants, yet still we kneel in silence as politicians paint the sky with promises, only to watch them fall like ash. Scattered lies that choke the breath of our progress, but we are not waiting on their next breath. See, they say power belongs in their hands, held hostage in their chambers, but we've always known the truth. Real power lives in the streets. In the sweat of our hands as we build, in the songs of our people as we heal, there is the real rhythm and blues. How can we serve? We start by seeing. We start by knowing that every voice matters, that every hand can build, that liberation is not an ask, but a birthright. We teach ourselves, plant seeds of knowledge in fertile minds, water them with truth until they blossom into action. We serve when we refuse to be divided, when we lift each other from trenches, share our bread, our stories, when we hold the line saying we are enough. Our communities are enough. Our love is enough. The system, it was never designed for us, but we are the architects now, the dreamers and the doers. They call it independence. We call it life. We call it survival. We call it love, and we'll build it with or without them. Power to the people, I scream. It's always been ours to keep. And that's the poem.
It's always, listen, yo. I told y'all you got the right one. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Kayla.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Liberation is not an ask. That that needs to be on a billboard.
Hell yeah. Beautiful.
This is what I'm saying. Like, I really feel like we need something where everyone has their tag on it. Like, it would be such a beautiful thing for everyone to have, for every artist, in our community to sign something and just send it around, and like, it would be incredible. Listen, Kayla, listen, I told you, right? Power to the people. Listen, sever our people's cries, like, what you do? Like, real power lies in the streets. Facts. That's this. Liberation is not an ask, but a birthright. We are the architects now. Come on. Continue to put those bars. Like, yo, build that rebar so we can build those structures to build a new generation of work. Like, that's just how you do it. Appreciate you. All the way from Jersey, man. Come on. Appreciate that work. Yo, it has been an amazing night thus far, y'all. Listen, y'all have been putting in the type of work that we all have needed to hear. I am going to pass it to the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, a.k.a. RMT. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be. All the way up in the BX. Come on, Ron. How you feeling this evening?
I'm feeling okay zooming in from the Bronx, New York City, snowy and cold. And unfortunately, that's the same where you are zooming from, a little bit further south in the country. But hey, I guess we're all going through the same climate change, same stuff, but I'm happy you're here. Thank you, Elemen2al, for hosting here on Thursday nights. I am Ron Mark Thompson, one of the program and operations assistants at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, and I'm also your tech assistant here tonight. And welcome to everyone here on Zoom. We see a few new names. We appreciate you. We welcome you. I know we're going to hear from some of you. Some of you have signed up for the good luck round. If you have not yet and you want to perform, just let Elemen2al or me know. But to let you know about the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, and since we started making sure that we're all adhering to our 3-minute time limit, I'm going to start a time myself to see if I can limit myself to that as well. But as most of you know, the Nuyorican Poets Cafe at the moment is closed for reconstruction. We are reconstructing the building. New York City actually is. They gave us a grant on the Lower East Side in Manhattan. But we are continuing all of our programming offsite and online. Offsite tonight, Elemental already mentioned, on Mondays, we are at the Bowery Poetry Club, our Nuyorican Bowery Slam. Every Monday, 6:30 p.m. Doors open, 7 p.m. the show starts. So come on over there if you can make it. And all the winners from Mondays get a chance to compete in the final Friday Slam at the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater last Friday of the month, which means next week. On Friday, January 31st, 9:30 p.m., Midtown Manhattan. Come on over if you can make it. You can already get your tickets at nuyorican.org/FFS, which stands for Final Friday Slam, or you can get them at the theater's box office. And I can also give you good news. In addition to Tony McPherson hosting and Luna Rosa spinning music at the DJ table, we have Flaco coming as our featured performer. So this is the latest breaking news that I can give you. Come on over if you can make it. That one is in person. Also, Women Orator Wednesday, every first Wednesday of the month at the Lois Cider Center, very close to where the cafe is located on 9th Street, East 9th Street in the Lower East Side. February 5th, we will be welcoming our new host, Somebody's Mama. And in case you do not know her, she is the one who won last year's Grand Slam 1 month ago at the Apollo Stages in Harlem. She was crowned our champion of the year, Poetry Slam champion, and she will be our new host of Women Orator Wednesday in person, February 5th, 6 p.m. at the Lois Cider Center, and every second and fourth Wednesday of the month, our regular open mic with Saul Preem. Paul Skiff was there yesterday. We appreciate you. We had comedy, we had music as well, 6 p.m. If you can make it to any of the future open mics, come on out. And we will welcome you. By the way, both of those live stream as well. You cannot perform online, but you can watch either live or you can just go back to our YouTube channel. And in addition to seeing tonight's live stream of the online open mic, you can also see the live stream of the past in-person open mics at the Lois Cider Center. There are so many more events that I didn't mention yet. We have a teenage open mic coming up this Saturday at P&T Knitwear Bookstore in Manhattan, a collaboration with Rightopia. We have meditation workshops online, slam workshops, of course our online open mics, so many more programs. Just go to nuyorican.org/calendar. This is also where you got your Artist-RSVP for the online open mic. Next week, you can get it on Wednesday, 24 hours prior to that. But check out all of our other events we have. We do need volunteers because we are getting more and more busy. Elemental knows that. He is already helping us, remotely as well. We are trying to do so many amazing things for the community. So if you have the time and the skills, join our volunteer team. Paul, my colleague, is the one who coordinates everything with the volunteers. You can go to nuyorican.org/volunteer or scan the QR codes for more information and to sign up. And tonight's online open mic is free. Not all of our events are free. The Slam workshop hosted by Tony McPherson, that one is free thanks to a grant by Poets and Writer. We also thank New York State and New York City, Department of Cultural Affairs. They don't pay for all of our programming and events. So that's why we have a few ticketed events as well. But if you want to help us out, nuyorican.org/contribute. The Nuyorican Poets Cafe is a non-profit organization. So every donation, no matter how small or large, is tax deductible. And that is it. 4 minutes and 35 seconds, trying to be a little bit faster. But again, check out everything, that we're doing here, including on Thursdays, including for all the newcomers. We appreciate you. Elemental, thank you for hosting each and every Thursday here, our online open mic. On that note, let us go to our next performer, who is hailing us all the way from the West Coast. Ike, I hope where you live in California, it is safe and you are not affected by the fires. We are happy that you're here with us. You know how it goes. Let everyone know where we may follow you. The next 3 minutes are all yours. Welcome back.
Well, 10 miles from us, our battery plant blew up and it is burning since 10 days, and we don't know when it's going to stop. So we are not out of the wood here either. Anyhow, Sanctus Picasso, 2001, 9/11, 2003, the Iraq War, and 2004, the San Francisco Chronicle wrote, "Why haven't we made our war paintings and war poetry?" The same year when the San Francisco Chronicle refused to publish exhibitions containing political art. There was Fernando Botero, the Colombian painter, was finally allowed to show his Iraqi Abu Ghraib war paintings in America. First at the Marlborough Gallery in New York, and finally in Berkeley, California, at the Doe Library for Latin American Studies. San Francisco Chronicle kind of downplayed the event. I overheard a group of young ladies calling Botero an opportunist, whilst Sheila, my wife, and I were called opportunists by a professor of the San Francisco Art Institute when he had a political show of paintings and sculptures in San Francisco, 2004, called Outrage. 2,500 visitors, and the FBI in 3 weeks. The same year, the Santa Cruz Museum of Art and History invited to a public art lecture on the relevance of today's political engaged art, human conditions, or the art of engagement, the UCS professor called it. Good intellectual title, though, but really implying artist, don't dare politics unless you are opportunistically dead. 21 years later, I asked the same relevant question as artists cried out in a firestorm against the Trump administration, racism and injustice. The question remains, what is the role of literature, visual arts, and drama in shaping our future, saving what is left of our pseudo-democracy? And then, how do we grow artists when institutions are not reliable, when schools treat art as playtime, and public museums of art, now called community centers, conveniently forget to critically challenge young minds? Should parents even decide what their kids learn in school? When for the most part, parents of school-age children do not have degrees in education. Let us remember what the dead so eloquently stated, Picasso. Let us not forget that art is commodity, bought mainly by wealthy people who do not want to be reminded of the existence of an unjust world. Art shouting political accusations is unlikely to be featured in museum shows sponsored by corporations and public funding, or be purchased to decorate fancy apartments. It requires courage and the willingness to take risks to make political art in our culture. Bertolt Brecht. It is not a mirror to hold up to reality, but a hammer with which to shape it. William Carlos Williams. It is difficult to get the news from poems, yet men die miserably every day for lack of what is found there. Oh yes, Sanctus Picasso, leaning back in my alarming chair, dim is the light and atmosphere. Hush, the professor rules. Hush, Guernica. We are so in awe in the womb of a public-funded museum of art, sugar-coated anecdotes implying that the professor was actually participating 100 years ago, like he was there. Well, he was not. Hush. We pay to see, we pay to listen, we pay to be in euphoria about them of yesterday. Hush. The political potential of art in a funded museum of art. The tolerable yesterday, needfully selected, displayed and collected, sanctus, sanctus for a defiant Picasso, hinting that we are indeed in denial, imposing that true political art is yesterday. Long live Picasso! Hush! Yet it was Botero who demonstrated to us that deep-rooted irony, telling the truth is our democratic demise, telling us that to say is merely opportune, the tolerable fake, hush in a public-funded museum of art. Buried political artists are sellable artists. Yesterday's courage was so darling, so beautiful. Disney architecture soaked with heroic fairy tale. Memory lane with antique road show collectible value. That artists need no money, they say. Hush, ends the dialect of to say. Exceptionalism's lifeline to be contained, either personality assassinated or cunningly restrained into the excess of merely community activism. Hush, sing a little lullaby, be patriotic, hush and deny, hush, hush, and hope to become selected museum quality of a dead man's yesteryear say. Hush, brother, sister, guns will always kill at will. Hush, dodge the bullet and obey. Be fearless, artist. Ignorance will incarcerate the last breath of democracy. Your longing for truth, your search, your dream, now so profoundly fake. Yes, your blood may boil. Mission accomplished, and that only on our soil. The Ferens planking the land of the free, and Humpty Dumpty was riding on his Mexican wall. He wanted to build for us so extra tall, a Babylonian fall, and so will we all. Where dog eats dog and all against all, a reality show, however freak, the founders turn in their beds, call out, it's not what we were, they shriek. Oh yes, Castro was a dictator. Go to Wikipedia and read about the ruthless Batista. Our corrupt interest drowned in short memories, didn't it? Corruption legalized, and that is normalized in our so free and brave USA. Apparently, so number 47 did say, there is nothing more important than fracking the price of a barrel of stinking crude oil. I hate history as it repeats itself. History teaches the future, so they say. Yet students daydream peacefully and love their mind-numbing digital devices. Hush, hush, Herr Professor. Herr Professor, wake up. Enjoy your day drinking a Harvard-embossed coffee mug. To relish a comfy day, I say. Relax, dance, and fancy einen guten Tag. Hush. And remember, John F. Kennedy said, if more politicians knew poetry and more poets knew politics, I am convinced the world would be a better place in which to live. I suggest to read Nazis in Goldmund by Hermann Hesse. I will put it in the chat. Thank you.
Yo, if more politicians knew poetry and more poets knew politics, did y'all catch that? Unmute yourself. Give it up for the one and only Ike. Whoa!
Bravo, Ike. Bravo. Bravo, Ike.
It was such an epic dissection of, this phrase, political art. In this country, so many people consider that a contradiction in terms, political art. It's like you're defiling art by making it political.
Even the Greek had political art. And in America, it is denied as not art.
Yeah, we
and
heard
call
it
for
right
that.
here a couple, a short time ago. We had people on this um, cipher, telling us what they heard here wasn't even art. So people in this country are so miseducated and befuddled. It's so pathetic. I really
Well,
enjoyed so many lines in that poem. We pay to be in euphoria, and yesterday's courage was so adorable. Thanks again, Ike.
yeah, it's good to be reminded the power that writing and poetry has as autocrats take over. Those are the first people that they go after, and at the same time, it just burns more of a desire to keep writing and rebelling, really, on our part, I think. But it was a good reminder, Ike.
Yeah,
Good
straight up,
reminders.
Bonnie. For sure, Bonnie.
Keep writing and rebelling. Keep writing and rebelling. Shout out Ike Waltz, right? Author of Difficulty, author of The Bold Raven. And there's more to come from this incredible writer and author. I like to call this cat the Vincent Price of poetry because of the way that he delivers his lines and the way that he does what he does, right? Because if we don't do things right, as he said, we don't critically challenge young minds, right? We are only hoping to save what is left of our pseudo democracy, right? Difficult to get the news from poems. Yes, it is. It is because we write the real deal, right? We don't cut corners, right? Community activism. That's another one of those Paul Skiff lines. Like I need that on a T-shirt. I need that on my wall, right? Community activism, right? And that, sir, transcends anyone's color or creed, race, religion. Listen, community activism is what makes change. I appreciate you, sir, for putting that into your poem. Truly. Yo, before we move on, listen, make sure you show your love to RMT. That cat's all kind of incredible. All right. Truly appreciate you, Ron. All the way up in the BX. Truly appreciate you, Ron. Really. Uh, Ron is a key cog in this machine, folks. All right. Coming up next, prepare yourself for an experience. I can tell you lots of things. I can tell you that the God has come to do lots of things, but I guarantee you one, he did not come here to tap dance. The one and only Baba Ngoma is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, God. Please take it away.
Greetings and salutations. It's good to see all of y'all. It's good to be seen. I'm gonna do two pieces. One is from my book, I Didn't Come Here to Tap Dance. And I'll tell you where the second one comes from after I do the first one. Since it was Dr. King's birthday we just celebrated, I thought I would do this piece. It's autobiographical, for real. It's called Where Were You When the King of Love Was Killed? April 4th, 1968, the trigger pulled, the bullet cried at 6:01, heartbeat ceased at 7:05. Lorraine was the woman scorned, it was Bluff City, the place that Elvis ruined. St. Joseph could not save him. The evil was not bluffing, the digits were against him. The math total equals 6, the number for sacrifice, the number for caring, the number for healing, the number for teaching others, the number for protection, but he left his juju home. Peace and harmony forsake him. Conspiracy completed, the bullet was no love letter. Destiny with his appointment to protest inequality incinerated. Garbage men and their mothers mourn with the rest of the world. A young draftee, I was in the barracks. looking at my reflection in newly spit-shine boots, pondering how soon I might get sent to Nam when the news broke on the radio. A redneck muttered under his breath, "Good, the nigga's dead." It was Fort Pricks at AKA Fort Dix when the lights went out and the riot started. I don't remember how long it took for the MPs to break it up. The next day's training was how to quell mob violence. I stood firm with the brothers who resisted and decided not to go. The second poem is a poem that was actually written in 1969. In 1969, I was on the Connecticut's slam team to go to the Nationals. And this was a group piece we did. It was called In Search of Democracy. I've been in the storm so long, Lord. I've been in the storm so long. I've been in the storm so long, Lord. I ain't had time to pray, no. I ain't had time to pray. In search of democracy. I've been looking for democracy. So far, she's eluded me. You see, I've searched everywhere, even between the legs of freedom, only to find US dollar bills. Democracy was captured, came over on the good ship Jesus, was lost in the middle passage, her spirit washed up on the shore. I met democracy's father in the penitentiary, locked up for failing to pay child support. Democracy was raped and beaten at the fist of imperialism, sodomized and bastardized by neo-colonialism. I stumbled through back alleys, searching in old wine bottles, picked open cigarette butts trying to find democracy. Looked under Klan sheets and found redneck politicians. Looked behind police badges and found Nazis. Looked America dead in the eye and found white supremacy. I'm still looking for democracy. I've looked in the New South where crosses used to burn. Now they burn black churches, synagogues, and mosques, crimes against God. I'm still searching for democracy. I looked in Strom Thurmond's backyard down in South Carolina and found the ashes of Mount Zion AME Church. I looked in Greensville, Texas, found the ashes of the new Lighthouse of Prayer. I looked in Enid, Oklahoma, found the ashes of the First Missionary Baptist Church. At least 30 churches in 18 months, like 666. Tennessee, burning. Louisiana, burning. Mississippi, burning. North and South Carolina, burning. Virginia, burning. Georgia. And perhaps the number changes before the ink dries on this paper, and I'm still looking for a democracy. I went and asked Janet Reno. She sent the ATM, the same KKK motherfuckers that said bullseye, that sold bullseye posters at Dr. King as a good old boys place, as good old boys picnic. They say there's no conspiracy. There's a conspiracy to silence from people of goodwill, and I'm still looking for democracy. I found a conspiracy to stick your head in the ground, glue your eyes to television vision, tune into your computer terminal, and say this can't happen here in this land of the free. Meanwhile, I'm still searching for democracy while Babylon is burning. Been in the storm so long, Lord. I've been in the storm so long. I've been in the storm so long. I ain't had time to pray, no. I ain't had time to pray.
Yo, every time the God comes through, he leaves you with something that just unmute yourself. Give it up for Baba.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Thank you.
I never knew I was missing that. Oh, but I needed it. And I need some more, honestly.
Totally. Yeah,
Always
Elemental said it. You know, the necessity of your voice, Baba, is just unquestionable.
You know, how you do what you do, it just, it just, it's so natural. As with every artist that we hear, it comes off so natural. When I say, folks have their flow locked in and their intrinsic rhythm, that's exactly what Baba does, right? You never hear a metronome ticking in the background, right? Because of that internal metronome, right? He mentioned Lorraine. Folks, do your research on Lorraine. Um, the math total equaled 6, right? He left his juju home, right? I stand firm with the brothers that resisted. Believe it. In search of democracy, sir. I don't know where and what, but if you can find me footage of that slam team that y'all did that, like I need that in my life. I need that in my life. I've been in the storm so long, Lord. So long, Lord. I ain't had time to pray. That's just haunting. Looked under Klan sheets and found redneck democracy. Come on. Come on. Still looking for them. Appreciate you, Baba, for what you do. Peace to the gods and the earth for all the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that they give and bring. Truly, truly appreciate you. Goodness. So, from one master to another. Coming up next, this incredible artist, listen, and I'm behind. Author of Four Crescents, author of Black Calculus, author of Evaporating Rage. This incredible push cart nominee is about to come at you with another one. The one and only Mathematics is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you, Maestro. Please take it away.
Good evening. You can find me here on Thursday night. I do believe this first piece is inside the theme of translation. The title is Trauma Translated. Blunt force trauma, a bash in skull, a bruised thigh. Emotional trauma, abandonment, cut off from feelings, even if they're hurt. Traumatic trauma, falling out of a dream, landing on reality, a mind changed against its will. Enlightenment trauma, the light of knowing, blinding the ignorant, being woke from anesthetized slumber. No bruises. Next piece. This piece is titled Algebra. And you know how I spelled it. It is not alga, but it is algebra. And I believe this is a translation as well, as far as what I practice in my classroom and in my thinking. Algebra is more than calculating and solving equations. Algebra is more about connecting points, distances over time and space, and using personalities, variables, working through our differences, constants, and balancing love across the space between us. Love and its reciprocal, wherever they combine to make one, happen when we understand one another and reach across the space, forming the all-important symbol for comprehension and empathy, the equal sign. Peace.
Equal sign. I honestly, folks, I thought he was going to go infinity at that point, but he mentioned the equal sign. Unmute yourself. Give it up for mathematics.
Bravo. Bravo, mathematics.
Hey, Norm, I've gotten addicted to your quiet eloquence, and I need that every week. Sorry.
Sign me up.
No doubt about it. Again, this is why I continue to say it's the greatest community in the world, right? This is it's a true community, right? We look forward to hearing each other's work. We look forward to hearing our colleagues, critique our work, right? And enjoy our work. This is why we continue to come here week after week, folks. This is why I've been here year after year after year, and I'm gonna be here. All right. Math and all of the algebra that you conjure. It's amazing, sir. Trauma translated, yeah, that's falling out of a dream, landing on reality. Right. Being woke from an anesthetized slumber. No bruises. Right. Balance love between the spaces between us. There's something about that, right? Also, listen, again, shout out the educators in the building, right? This former fencer knows exactly how to shorten the distance between folks. Trust. Appreciate you, Math, really, for bringing all of that energy and doing what you continue to do. Truly, truly appreciate you. All right, coming up next. Listen, the priestess has come to enlighten us in the ways that she does. I truly enjoy hearing from the priestess because she always helps to enlighten me and always helps me grow. No matter where I am, no matter how far I thought I've gone, she continues to remind me I still have more to learn. The one and only Oshun Yo Yen is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you. Well, you can find me on the internet, but probably nowhere else until it gets above 70 degrees. I am not feeling this weather at all. And I'm not really exactly on theme. This is my kind of, and I wrote this a long time ago. I didn't write this today. This is kind of my work through writer's block poem. And I guess you could consider translation, maybe. And I don't have a title for it either, so I'm just reading this one. The poems lie silent in my womb, quintet, not ready for birth, past due, yet premature and undeveloped. I wanted to craft brilliance, put words together in an unlikely chain of thought that would inspire an understandable, unfathomable theme. I wanted to weave concepts and proposals into a warrior's weapon of choice. I wanted my words to merge into mega meteor metaphors. I wanted to sing in cinnamon confections for souls craving the spicy sweet side of prose. I wanted my symbolisms to invoke chocolate-covered strawberry dreams in your slumber. I planned to pen soulmates out of prayers stolen from heaven's mailbox. Talk about love in silver soliloquies that called up long-forgotten desires from the graveyard of hopes. Use love as the ultimate verb to drive my poem. I wanted to write poetic speeches of justice, breathe life into the cadavers of apathy, resurrect corpses from the mausoleums of inertia, get the masses really mobilized, forgetting marches, silencing the mark time march and draft politics of the army of inaction. I wanted to write something so brilliant no Nobel or Pulitzer Prize would be worthy of it. It seems I'm barren, because all I came up with was this rambling mass of words. Oh well, there's always tomorrow.
Wait, hold on. I was still, it seems I'm barren. Like, I was still like, come on, unmute yourself, give it up for Oshun. Yo, yeah.
Queen, yes.
Thank you.
That was great.
Mega media metaphors. Did you really say that?
Yes, I did. I was literally, I don't believe in writer's block at all. And I was just like trying to get myself into writing. This is during one of the 30-30s. I said, well, I got to come up with something so I can get those creative juices flowing. And that turned out to be this poem.
Thanks for saying that you don't believe in writer's block, and pardon me to people who feel they've got caught in it, because I don't believe it either. I always tell people when they complain about it, really? Have you ever just tried putting your pen tip onto the paper and moving it? There goes your writer's block.
Yep.
That's true.
I have told people before, if you ever feel like you have writer's block, call me and we'll turn those writer's blocks into a building that you may call a poem or a story, right? That's how you put it together, right? Writer's block is only a challenge. A challenge, man. Like, come on. Like, who doesn't love a challenge? Tell me one creative being in the world that doesn't love a challenge, right? You said the poems lie silent in my womb. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is heavyweight, honestly. I wanted to sing in cinnamon confection, right? Soulmate out of sin stolen from heaven's mailbox. What? What? Breathe life in the cadavers of apathy. Listen. This is why this is why I continue to say it's the greatest community in the world, because we truly traverse all the aspects of poetry and artistry, right? It's just amazing. Thank you for doing what you do and sharing it with us, Priestess. We truly appreciate you. Always a blessing. All right, listen. There are 5 artists on the guaranteed list thus far and 3 on the good luck round. We're doing great, folks. Like for real, we're doing great. Coming up next, this incredible artist, another great pillar of our community. Whether he comes through with his instrument or his voice as an instrument, or he's the comedian, I've been looking forward to this gentleman's voice also. With the current turn of events, I've been looking forward to this as well. The one and only Catman Bill is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Catman. Always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you, Elemental. Well, first, Elemental, can you unmute everyone? Because if they want to boo me or throw rotten eggs at me or clap or do anything, I can handle it. Can you do that?
We can absolutely do that, folks, at the behest of your colleague, right? We are looking to unmute to get a live audience response. Please keep in mind, right, that all those things, whatever. Listen, things can be distracting. All right? Please, Catman, take it away.
Okay, so anyway, I'll just get into it and little things there. So I'll open up with dirty dicks. Now, the world is filled with dirty dicks, whether you like dick or not. The world is filled with dirty dicks. How do I know? I go into the men's room in a hotel, and what do guys do? Do they go over to the sink basin and wash their hands before they touch their dicks to take a leak? No. They walk over to the urinal and unzip
and they wee-wee. They're wee-wee with dirty hands. And that whatever germs and dirty stuff on their hands gets on their dicks. I don't do that, by the way. I mean, I go into a bathroom, a men's room, and I walk over to the wash basin and I wash my hands first. I don't bother washing afterwards because I've already touched something very pristine. You know, the smell. I have smell tests at home. You know, when I get up in the morning and after I'm done brushing my teeth, having coffee, feeding the cats, and I dress, you know, I pick up my underwear and I conduct the smell test. I sniff. If they don't smell like shit, they get put on again. Why should I wash something that's clean just because I wore them the day before? I mean, I'm a very practical minded guy. And, you know, that's, you know, I don't believe in using energy when it's not necessary. So when guests come over for dinner, and occasionally they hazard that opportunity, they have dinner, and at some point they have to go to the bathroom. So they go up and use my bathroom. And you know, I have a paper towel roll right beside the sink after they do their business. Do you think they would use my paper towels? And I know they're not using my paper towels because I put little 2 dots at the end of the paper towel just to see if they have used them. No, they walk over and they use my shower towel. And they don't know where my shower towel has been. It's been rubbing my ugly body for days on end. And there are some parts of my body that I rub more vigorously than others because it feels so good. They're cleaning their hands on my dirty towel. You know, I don't know. I just don't understand people. But I should understand because, look, I went to Catholic school, you know, and yes, I was baptized, but I was the only kid in Catholic school with a Jewish last name. Don't get into it. You know, I'm a mixed up person. And I thought the nuns thought that I was the Jewish version, the biblical version of Jewish conversion until I opened my big mouth. And then they knew that I was the messenger from hell because I just wouldn't stop talking. I was always talking. At one point, oh my God, I passed the 3-minute mark. Do you want me to end? Do you want me to
Yes, we do.
Everybody else is.
Well, I can just tell you that Mrs. Henry put me under her desk for talking in class, and I found myself looking up at her fat thighs opening and closing, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether to reach up and touch it or not. And I thought, you know, what if I did? And she got paranoid and called the principal, Father Emmerling, and she could say, Father Emmerling, Billy Cass just touched my pussy. What should I do? And Father Emmerling would say, well, Mrs. Hannigan, you march Billy Cass right down to my office now so I can put him under my desk. Thank you. Bagel.
You're terrible, sir. You're terrible. Oh, me just so give it up for Captain Boo.
I'm sorry. I went over my 3 minutes. It's
Being that I don't have that tool, I never would have thought of it that way. If you think of it that way, kind of makes sense. But I still think you should wash your hands after too.
Yeah, I was going to say you gave a lot of insight to about half the attendees here, Bill.
Which half would that be?
Yeah, and I think
may I suggest Portnoy's Complaint for you? That might be a good book.
There you go, Bonnie.
Question, Bonnie. Oh my gosh. Great question, Bonnie. Oh.
What was the question?
Which hand is that?
Which hand? That's okay.
Right. Because remember, you said you touched something pristine. She said, which hand is that? Yeah, that was great question, buddy. Great question. Oh my goodness. Catman, I don't know what was funnier than if it was the people using your bath towel or you putting the two dots on the paper towel roll. Like, right? um, and then being the only kid in a Catholic school with a Jewish last name. Listen, I'm sure there were lots of folks who couldn't wait to give you the work, but survival is key, sir, and we are thankful that you survived it. Truly, truly appreciate you. That dude's just funny. Appreciate you. Coming up next, all the way on the West Coast. I'm telling you, this dude, listen, I love backgrounds. I love me some backgrounds. And this gentleman probably has one of the best in the business. And it's natural. This incredible folk singer continues to come through with some of the most incredible songs of our generation. The one and only Bill Elkins in the building. Listen, sir, we truly hope that you have been surviving all of this madness that they call these fires. Truly hope that you're okay. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Thank you, Elemental. Hello, everybody. Yeah, the fires, they just keep coming. You know, there's another one called the Hughes Fire now that's up by Bel Air and everything. It's just crazy. It just keeps going. One fire, I think they're all still burning. I don't think any of them's out. There might be one or two out, but most of them are like a certain percentage, you know, that have been defeated so far, but they're still pretty, you know, like 50%, something like that. It's just crazy. Anyway, I can be found on Instagram. I can be found on Facebook, Midwestern Bill 51. I'm going to do a song, an original. It's entitled The Best Years of My Youth. It was a song that I kind of reflected back on when I was a teenager in the 60s, and here it is. Rustic old coffee house, folk music, poetry, intellectual chat. My memories of the 60s, when folk singers and poets had their day. My refuge from Milwaukee's vapid south side. The avant-garde brought folk music into my life. Dylan Oaks, Cohen, Baez, and Seeger. I first heard their songs at the Guard. But folk singer and my friend Jane Doe enraptured me with her singing and her song. Big brown eyes and long brown hair. Her songs filled me with melody and desire. Poetic, tuneful, and hypnotic. She captured my imagination and my heart. The Guard moved me from rock to folk music, from electric to acoustic guitar. South side to east side, I'm a refugee from hell. The Guard was a safe haven for me. From ridiculous to sublime, my life it did go. Every day during the best years of my youth. Donning long hair and bell-bottom blue jeans, I was inspiring folk, you see. Crossing the viaduct to Wisconsin Avenue, I took the Sherman Downer bus to the Guard. As an alienated Southside teen, I first sang at the Guard one cold Wisconsin night. Exhilarated and redeemed, my song for Jane Doe she never heard. Alas, my dear friend was not there. I later learned she died from a drug overdose. Numb with sorrow and anger, I put down my guitar, transfixed and confused. I retreated back to the south side, back to my dysfunctional world. But my disillusion was quite short-lived. I soon grabbed my guitar and played Jane's song. I wrote another song as her requiem, thanking Jane for believing in me. Entitled Ode to My Jane Doe, I bade a final farewell to my friend. South side to east side, I'm a refugee from hell. The Guard was a safe haven for me. From ridiculous to sublime, my life it did go. Every day during the best years of my youth. Donning long hair and bell-bottom blue jeans, I was an aspiring folky, you see. Crossing the viaduct to Wisconsin Avenue, I took the Sherman down her bus to the Guard. This song is my elegy to the 60s, when folk music captured the zeitgeist of that time. When this woman without name rescued me from my adolescent abyss. When the Marines drafted my best friend Bob and shipped him to Nam to kill the yellow man. I protested when Nixon came to town and later wrote my first protest song. Yeah, the times were replete with change in every city across our land. Our age of innocence was trampled upon by the dark nature of man. But it was the best years of my youth, when we made ourselves heard throughout the world. It was the best years of my youth, when we made ourselves heard throughout the world. When we made ourselves heard throughout the world. Thank you, everybody.
Yo, the 60s were just monstrous. Listen, and this dude just, he just speaks for the whole damn decade. Unmute yourself, give it up for Bill Elkins.
Good job, Bill. That was
I
awesome.
love that. I could have listened to that all day. It was just the vibe of it. Like I could listen to that over and over and over. I loved it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Really nice.
You can play it over and over again if you like. Thank you, everybody.
No, it's something about when you write something from the true core of who you are, right? And it comes off sounding exactly like that, right? Where people can feel your energy in every note that you chose to play, right? You said her songs filled me with melody and desire. If that's not a muse, oh my goodness, right? like I wrote another song as a requiem, like farewell to Jane Doe, right? I protested when Nixon came to town. Like that's what we can do. Everything that we can do to make a difference in the space that we are, that's what we do. Doesn't matter the generation, right? Though the 60s was bananas, right? My parents were in the 60s, it is bananas, right? But you had to do what you could do, right? Because they thought you were, crazy for having long hair in the 60s. So appreciate everything that you do, Bill, and sharing your incredible songs with us. Truly, truly appreciate you. All right. Coming up next, I believe we have a new voice in the building, folks. Listen, welcome, first of all, and second of all, and third of all, welcome to the greatest community in the world. Please, without giving us your exact address, tell us where in the world you are plugging in from this evening.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, from Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn
Brooklyn
in the building. Let's go. Listen, so that makes me, of course, ask the question: where you been? Where you been?
I
We've been doing
I
this
know.
and doing this and doing this well. You know what it is. Listen, welcome again. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. You see how this has been going. Thank you for rocking with us. Let these folks know where they can find you. Listen and prepare yourself for it. All right, please take it away. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you guys for having me. It's been so lovely to witness this sense of community and the joy and just how generous everyone is with their words. So very much appreciate it. Yeah, you can find me, Josephine Sailor, on Instagram, just Josephine Sailor, but there's like an underscore in between the Sailor and the Josephine. I'm a musician and a songwriter, and I love to sing out and sing with people, and so I'm gonna sing you guys a song that I wrote. Here it goes. It's a 2-foot toe jam band. One handstand I tried and I hit my head. All night stay bright, day moonlight shine. Fool around, mess around. Rough house, I hurt myself, I got bruises, aching limbs, but nothing gonna stop me from doing it all again. Yes, I got bruises, aching limbs, but nothing gonna stop me from living how I live. He was a short kid, alright, sometimes get shy. String bean wide-eyed, never seems to get tired. Pick a fight, bone to pick, wishbone, broken wrist. Make a wish, get it fixed, looking up, screaming, I got bruises, aching limbs, but nothing gonna stop me from doing it all again. Yes, I got bruises, aching limbs, but nothing gonna stop me from living how I live. He go, and I got bruises, aching limbs, but nothing gonna stop me from doing it all again. Thanks, guys.
Yo, wait till you hear what I unmute, folks. Wait till you hear what you just did. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Josephine Sailor.
Fantastic.
Do I do it?
That was beautiful.
You rock that.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
That was amazing.
Loves it.
Thank you.
We're not worthy.
Oh my gosh.
That was awesome. Amazing.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that was hot. That was hot. That was hot. Loved it.
Yeah, love your love of the traditional
Yeah.
form too, you know?
Yes. And very applicable. Great.
So, let me be the first to tell you that you officially fucked up. Like officially, like a ref with a whistle official. Because you need to be here every Thursday so we can get more of what that was. Of course it was bananas. Come on, sis. Bananas. If you don't know about it, learn about it. Bananas. Listen. And then the way that you flip it, I got bruises. Like, come on, man. That's how you do. That's the kind of breath of fresh air in artistry that the world needs to hear. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. I have been involved in music for quite a while, sir, but you got one of those. The person, they listen. Please, please, if I'm mispronouncing the pronouns, please forgive me. Listen, gosh, I got bruises and aching limbs. Nothing gonna stop me from doing it all again. Like, yo, if you're working with that kind of work, nah. Folks, community, let them know. Nah, we not convinced just yet, Josephine. We not convinced just yet. Come back. Come back and prove us. Come back and show us. Oh no, it wasn't just a fluke. They got that work. Come through. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. Make sure you put your information in the chat so we can remind you Wednesday night is sign up night. All right. Appreciate you. Welcome. That's work, y'all. That's work. That's how we do. All right. Coming up next, this incredible artist, yo. Listen, I know some folks, right? I'm in a collective of folks. And so I've heard some things. And let me tell you, this next artist, all the way out on the West Coast, is about to hit you with some Muay Thai like language because they do this. I'm telling you, they do this. The one and only Bianca is in the building. Come on, Miss Bananas herself. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, E. I love being here. I wish I was always here. But you know, life gets in the way. You can find me on my IG handle in my box. And that's my main source of communication and being a part of community. This one is actually entitled Love is a Battlefield, and it's about narcissistic love, which I feel like we've all at least experienced once in our lifetime, right? So yeah, here it goes. Look out! It's a narcissist and they're throwing a love bomb your way. 3, 2, 1. I'm not sure if this is a coy compliment or beautiful banter. To build me up, tear my walls down, then leave me in ruins. It's like I gave you a manual on how to pull the trigger beneath me. My world revolves around you. You're just the bottom of the barrel. I lust over what I hear. Ears ringing, mind confused, gut piercing, earth shattering, wounds healing, heavy breathing as words spill out their mouths like sacred scripture. With tongues like Judas, I wonder if this is yet another distraction, a decoy. I wonder how long it took for them to set the fuse. I wonder what the ratio is between gunpowder to gaslighting. It's like the chemistry's never off. I wonder how long it took for them to pull the pin. To my PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, really stands for praying that shit dies before I do. I never asked to go to war, yet love always drafts me. And before I realize this weapon I carry is a 4-chambered rifle, every bullet drains the warrior in me. A kiss goodbye to the parts of me that are left mangled and merciful. I swear to you, it wasn't always like this, right? Fuck! Here comes another love bomb. 3, 2, 1. The subtle sexiness in your voice melts me. Are you for real? You've never had no one do you like me before. Damn, it's like, you know me so well, I'm a stranger to myself. It's like, I'm not sure what the inside of my heart looks like anymore. I thought I could be solved like a jigsaw puzzle, but it turns out I'm hollow and gutted because my heart is built like a minefield. Every explosion is hidden, even I don't know who to love or where it belongs. But if they say love is a battlefield, let it be a war that I win. Let it be a fight to the end where the flag I raise up is one that turns into a canopy that shelters my spirit, that turns into a veil that carries me home, that morphs into a hammock and coddles me in the warm breeze in the middle of nowhere that becomes a blanket. To keep me cozy at night, let it be a flag that doesn't say I surrender, but that I survived. All the parts of you that try to kill me inside, let the flag be a love note to my skeleton, for it's the only structure I need. I'm no longer letting you hold me as a prisoner of war. See, before you take my skeleton and grind my bones into powder, then you get high off my fault lines that I had to convince my shadow I was worth following. I was a fallen soldier, used as a shield for your love that will never be for me. Kill the woman in me so the boy in you can thrive the way my love was stripped and stolen, ready to be taken home in a box of secrets revealed. See, most people have no idea that tragedy and silence have the same address. But tell me how blessed we are to have tragedy so small it can fit on the tips of our tongues, intertwined with words I'll never say, because for once, my decayed heart hurts from beating so hard that it forgot how many deaths I've outlived. Poem. Thank you, everybody. Sending blessings.
Like this, I'm telling you, right? This is it's just this combo after combo after. Come on, unmute yourself. Give it up
Let's
for Bianca.
go. That was powerful. I love
Thank you.
that.
Woo!
Tragedy and silence have the same address. That's another key line for me.
Appreciate it.
Definitely the key line.
Again, that's why I continue to say, folks, greatest community in the world, right? Because folks are not hesitant or afraid to share their critique with their colleagues, right? You hear me, right? I'm the biggest fan, right? However, it's important for you to hear how your colleagues have accepted your work, right? Like, and then when people come through and just do what they need to do, right? I talk about the themes that we write about, right? But when you write about the work, it comes off exactly like this, right? Come on. Ratio between gunpowder and gaslighting? What? What? Right? Every bullet drains the warrior in me. Are you for real? Are you for real? Right? Let it not be a flag that says I surrender, but I survive. Like, yo, like you gotta speak that reality into them. And that's exactly what that is, right? Ready to be taken home in a box of secret? Nah, my decayed heart hurts. Got it. That's that work. Appreciate you, Bianca. Truly. All the way on the West Coast, continuing to put in that work. Keep that pen pushing. Woo! Telling you. Make sure you put your information into the chat for real. The Patreon, all of it. Appreciate you. All right. Let's get to this good luck round. Bianca closed out the guaranteed list. Let's get to this good luck round. And so far, there are 4, possibly a 5th, depending, of some amazing artists, right? Some of the most amazing artists that I know in the Zoom world, in the world of poetry, period. Coming up first, I like to call this artist Mrs. Good Luck Round because she always bodies this space. She's always in this mix, but perfectly fits into this mix. You'll understand why in a moment. Whether she's on the path or not, she puts in the work every time. The one and only Elizabeth Horan is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you, Elemen2al. Good evening, everyone. It's been a great time listening to you all. I'm sorry I've not been more engaged. I've had husband and children and needy animals throughout. I just sent a link to Ron, and if he is able to display the picture that I sent, I'm going to do an ekphrastic piece for Frida Kahlo, meaning I've written a lot of poetry for Frida, with Frida, if you will, about her art. And I'm gonna read this one. And the painting, if it doesn't show up on, is it's Diego and Frida, like their 1944. It's their wedding, like wedding picture where she's very small and short, and he's quite large and fat, which tracks. So if Ron can put it up, great,
Yep.
and if not, I'll share
Elizabeth,
it at the
I
end of the
got it.
piece.
I'm sorry, I just got the link. It's. I'm gonna have to make it bigger. So give me a minute,
Yeah,
Elemental.
yeah.
Go into
I'll
the next
just read and
performer, and
then
then no. Well, how about Elemental? Go to the next performer, and then we'll go right back to Elizabeth. I'll work on that right now, if you don't mind.
Absolutely, absolutely. Elizabeth, just hold tight. We will come right back to you. We
I
will
will
come
do
right
that.
back to you. No worries. No worries. Listen, we got to make sure that the artists get the spot that they need. Coming up next, yo, we have another new voice in the building. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. Without giving us your exact address, please tell us where in the world you are plugging in from this evening.
Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn in the building. Come on, Brooklyn. Brooklyn representing hard in the building this evening. Listen, where you been? We've been doing this and doing this and doing this well before the pandemic came. Listen.
So I'm just like getting hip to like in the poetry realm. Like I've been to a lot of like open mics that are like all inclusive, like rappers, singers, things of that nature. I have never been to a poetry show yet. I'm new to performing. I've been writing all my life, but I'm new to performing. So I'm just getting in the groove. So I'm branching out now from what I've been doing. So
Okay, so listen. You've been rocking with us. You've been here. You know what this is about. Welcome to the
absolutely.
greatest community in the world. Let these folks know where they can find you. Listen, you have found your home. Please take it
Definitely.
away.
I'm Summer Rain. You can find me at SUMMAREIGNN on Insta. I'll write it in the little bubble chat when I'm done. This poem is called Ascend. I wrote this a few days ago and I memorized it already. But I'm new to this. So if I mess up, I may have to start over, but here we go. Ascend. I aspire to ascend higher. I can't elevate without no lighter. How it's gonna be lit without no fire? I've embarked on way too many trips prior. Sit down, we need to talk. Why you always leaving me alone with my thoughts? Why you always running away from my problems, never solve them, or then I walk? There's an array of concepts that I genuinely miss. I mean, I may have missed a mark, but since my last menstrual, do you even know my mental? You see, I'll be crying out, but that's too much for you to get into. I don't even remember our last kiss, my love. We both deserve true bliss, my love. I don't got time for this. Well, make time. When I'm gone, you gonna try to rewind and chase time. When time was on your line, you ain't pick up the FaceTime. But it's me that you say put us to the wayside. Sit down. Yes, I'm foaming at the mouth. This shit is really important. Sit down. No more distance between us so that things can get distorted. I always held you down. Why I'm always left unsupported. I never asked you for much, but yet you still couldn't afford it. Yeah, I'll be choosing violence. But what about all them times that I was complacent and I didn't say shit? My matter don't gas you. I know your science. And when I'm quiet, you pick at my triggers until I boom you. You should have remained silent. But first, you should see what my amends meant. I mean, I know I'm out of shape, but you know how to really get me bent. For sure, you don't know the value of me, my love. When was the last time you told me that you was proud of me? Instead, you rather shout and get loud with me. It's all over now. I am finally choosing to hold self accountably down. I aspire to ascend higher. But with you, I can't elevate no lighter. I'm a hell of a boxer, but in no ways a lost fighter. I've embarked on way too many trips prior. That's ascend.
A hell of a boxer putting in work on him. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Summer Rae.
One of us.
Thank
One of
you,
us.
guys.
Cool. Cool.
Come on.
Yo.
See,
That
that's
was
how
nice.
you go somewhere else and you take everybody else with you when you can inhabit your poem like that and that emotional urgency is real. That's no act, that's not a reading. That's a being
Right.
the poem,
Yeah,
that
Right.
was
very,
so
yeah,
beautiful.
very
Thank
compelling. Very
you.
compelling.
I loved that. I love that you brought everything you had and just put it out there for us and trusted that we would, hold you and accept and love it. And we do. So
Thank
yeah.
you.
Hell
I
yeah.
have one more if I may share one more.
Listen, let it rip. Let it rip. Let's do it. Hold
Okay,
on.
this
One
one is
second. One second.
called
One
Down by
second.
the
One
Old Oak.
second. 1 second. I'm coming right back at you. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
This is called Down by the Old Oak Tree. Down by the old oak tree, I fatuously planted summer flowers in autumn. How dare I grow angry as the fruits of my labor didn't blossom? Assiduously on my hands and knees, tending to those barren seeds, I put your wants before my needs in hopes that you would flourish. Hopefully, in reciprocation, my soul you could finally nourish. Throughout harvest, I endured it the hardest. Bare trees, I was fucking starving. And my performance, I plowed my heart in, yet somehow I still could not thrive. You see, there is merely existing, and then there's being alive. As I connect with nature, Mother Earth whispered to me on a dark, starry night under an old oak tree. What doesn't grow dies. And if it's killing you, then maybe you should turn over a new leaf, because new fruit aren't bore from dead roots. Them ties must be released. Repeat after me. I will only go where I'm watered and look up at the most eastern sun, because I thrive the most in May, where the warm water runs. I bought brand new land in a brand new place, new seeds, new soil, a different kind of growing space. And guess what happened? I had apples and mangoes and kiwi. I couldn't believe that all I had to do was believe in me and that I could be a grower of all things green, yet some purple, orange, and yellow, and every shade in between. So each May, I sit with Mother Nature and I let her know, since I've let go of those dead roots, I've done nothing but grow. I lost that a little bit. I've done nothing but grow. So each May, no. So she whispered to me, meet me each May out by the bayou, where the leaves meet the breeze, as I sit there in deep infatuation, perplexed by what I see, where the hummingbirds dance and all of the plants sing. Be fruitful, but with caution, because that's where the bees are known to sting, down by the old oak tree. And that is Down by the old oak tree.
Yo, listen, that's how you show up and show out. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Summer Rae.
Yeah, you got to come back here next week.
Yep.
You
Oh,
know that,
definitely.
right?
I'll be back.
Okay.
I'm here forever now. Definitely locked in.
Like, can I just say your comment saying that I inspired you? I wasn't even gonna come tonight, sis. And then like you are the reason. Like I needed to hear that poem. So we
And I needed to hear
met.
yours. So that's just energy bouncing off of each other. I'm here for that.
Now we got no network. So now we're gonna work
Definitely.
and we're gonna sharpen pens because this
I'm with that.
this is why I was here tonight. For you, I needed to hear you.
Definitely.
I needed to hear you. Yep, you
Thank you.
got
I
it.
appreciate that.
You got it.
What doesn't grow dies. That was a smack in the back of the head. Pay attention. What doesn't grow dies. That was wonderful.
Thank
I like
you.
I like the meter in your wordplay.
Thank you. I
I like the
appreciate
meter
that.
in your wordplay. Yeah. Need a little music with that.
I told y'all it's the greatest community in the world. Y'all thought I was just, making that up. But it really is that, okay? Because, sometimes we get to pop the cherry baby, pop the cherry baby. You know what I mean? Sometimes we get that one of us, right? And listen, it's important to know that you are heard. Your voice is not just, echoing in the ether. That we absolutely hear you, right? Um, you said when time was on your line, you didn't pick up the FaceTime, right? Like that's heavy, right? You pick at my triggers. Um, it's the same motion to pull it. You picking on it, like you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Um, hold self accountable down, right? You don't know the value of me, my love. That's that's heavy. Right, sis. Right. And it was all memorized. And you said that was some new shit. And it was already memorized. That's work. There's merely existing, then there's being alive. That's that work. Your colleagues have told you how much work you put in. Make sure you put your information into the chat because let me be the first to tell you you have officially fucked up. Again, referee with the whistle, right? Zebra. You need to be here every Thursday, right? 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Sign up is Wednesday. Let's get it. Truly, truly appreciate you. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. All right. Yo, we have got two. Actually, our Mariano Rivera stepped into the building. Mr. Snapping to a Slam Jam is here. So that will be the closeout of the evening. Unless he tells me something different. Coming up next. Oh, my apologies, sir. Oh my gosh. My apologies. Coming up next. This incredible artist has continued to come through again. Shout out the shit. Shout out the educators in the building. This gentleman, and I've seen him put in this car work, right? He steps outside into the whip, and listen, he's back in the whip, and he be whipping it good, right? Check it out. I mentioned earlier, for the folks who might have come in late, I asked everyone to put in one manuscript, one book that they would recommend to everyone. If you missed that, please make sure you do that. This next artist mentioned this one, The Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. And I'm telling you, if you haven't taken the time to read this manuscript, make sure you do. The one and only Wall Poet is in the building. Come on, man. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
It's always great to be here. You can find me Wall Poet 82 on IG. I'm actually battling a cold, so I was on the fence whether I was gonna do something or not. So I decided to I am gonna do something. I'm gonna just do one. I'm gonna do all right. I'm gonna do a piece that yeah, I'll see what's going on. All right. It's called I Am an Artist. I am an artist. It may be hard to tell since I no longer have a shaved head or wear the face of a revolutionary on my chest, and I no longer always congregate with fellow artists daily, sing who's the best at this art thing. I'm an artist. It may be hard to tell since I now have a teaching job, and I know plenty of friends who have never even seen me perform on stage. I am an artist, though if you look hard enough, you might just be able to tell by the way a poem lives in my shirt pocket, struggling for breath whenever I tell someone, "Oh, I used to perform way back in the day," neglecting to tell them how after I perform, I feel alive for at least a week. Or if you really want to know who I am, just see me perform on stage. I am an artist. When I was in my 20s, it was kind of cool and sometimes enough to get you laid. In my 30s, it felt like a hiccup on my resume. In my 40s, it's so, what's your real job again? I am an artist. I constantly watch performers and take notes, noticing cues and pauses that can make or break a performance. I am an artist because I once had another artist tell me on stage, you can be anyone you want to be. Because when I'm on stage, any talent I have overshadows any deficiencies I typically carry on a daily basis. See, when I'm on stage, I don't have acid reflux and my knees don't buckle when I climb flights of stairs. See, when I'm on stage, my voice is a lightsaber slicing away at inner voices that whisper, "You're not good enough to do this." And my ADHD is my hidden strength, allowing me to hop from topic to topic like frogs leaping off stones. See, when I'm on stage, the spotlight shines brighter than any of my birth defects. And when I'm on stage, all the laughter, anger, pain is bottled in a cathartic release that explodes in a form of positive energy. When I'm on stage, I rip open your expectations of what an artist should look or sound like. See, a stage doesn't care how long I've been away, or that when I first started doing this, my hands used to tremble like branches in an electrical storm. The stage is willing to overlook that I bombed on it the night I was trying to prove that I was a real artist. It only cares that I'm on right now, and that right now I prove that I am an artist. And I wrote that like a year and a half ago when I started performing again. So that's where we at.
Yo, some things they do not get old, sir. They just get better with time. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Wall Poet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
that was
yeah,
a
yeah,
long
yeah. You're an artist, brother.
Thank you,
for
thank
sure.
you.
And one thing about it, it don't matter how much time you take away. You could take years away. I took a full 10 years away and I came back and it was like that because it's in you and you are that. You are an artist for sure.
Thank you, thank you. Glad y'all liked it.
Yeah, you didn't leave any room for anybody to doubt what you were saying. That's for sure.
At all. And
Yeah, nice work, nice work, nice work. You're an artist.
See that? See that I'm saying? See what I'm saying? You don't have to just take my word for it, right? Listen, man, that and listen, I love your dedication to it, right? Finding your space of pseudo silence to get it in, right? When I'm on stage, gosh, folks, if you've never been on it, like you got to get like when I'm on stage, it's something else. And for him to say that like that, right? It's significant, folks, right? My voice is a lightsaber, right? My ADHD is my hidden strength. Like, yo, my voice is my lightsaber. That's just heavyweight, folks. Appreciate you, Wall Poet, for what you do, man. Really, for doing everything you can to inspire your students. Truly, truly appreciate you. All right. We are now going to make sure we are going back to Mrs. Good Luck Round because it just wouldn't all come together if we didn't make sure we got to her voice. So again, let me remind you folks, please show your love for the one and only Elizabeth Horan. Please take it away. You know it's always great to see you.
Yeah, I'm real glad to see y'all too. What a fantastic night. I've been listening and it's been amazing. So much energy, power, brilliant, just that's why I love being here. So this is my part of my book called Self-Portrait, where I wrote about, I don't know, like 100 poems for Frida, about 100 of her paintings. And this one is called Lo que Somos. I titled it, and the painting is Diego and Frida Rivera on their wedding day. But it also spans, in her mind, 1929 to 1944. So it's called Lo que Somos, para Frida, para ella. Okay? Yeah. Somos la cosa que volaría hacia el sol. Falls charred and broken back to earth, quemado. The thing which evokes the tantalizing jaguar, makes a trap, hides the bone, then eats it himself. Casado es el cazador. So many times I lost you as my lover. So many times the way my heart came out of my body as you went to her side. Las mujeres de la vida are like food to you. They make you full. They make you strong. So excellent for your health. Look how robust and older. We are the men of jovial pride. I am a man I could have been. I long to be, for I too would have fallen in love with me. Danced with women half my age, felt their lithe arms around my waist, turned their chins to the moonlight to kiss them, to use them. I cannot escape you. Look at how we have become the same thing, this intertwining of the arteries, this operation to separate our skulls, our zippered torsos at the seams, must kill us. Ancient freak couple, decrepit and broken. My whole stupid life, paloma tuya, volando arriba por el cielo para siempre. Diego Rivera, you are always near the wheelchair. You are my legs, my strength, my heart, and I, your one and only dove. Thank you.
Damn. This shows the power of ekphrastic poetry. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Elizabeth. Hooray!
Let's go.
Thank
You did that for
you.
sure.
Bravo, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Choice picture, too.
Listen, I love the fact that it's something that I've never seen. This is what I love about our community. This is what I love about artists, particularly poets, because we do the research, folks, right? We don't say things that we don't know for a fact, right? That's the one thing. If you don't take anything else away from what you learned this evening from our incredible community, know that poets will not say anything in their poem that they haven't researched prior, right? This is what we do. Listen, how you do, right? I too would have fallen in love with me. What? What? Look at how we become the same thing. Our zippered torsos at the seams. Really? Zip them up. Zip them up. Thank you, Elizabeth, for doing what you do, staying dedicated. And listen, always coming through to just make the good luck round just right. Our closer is in the building. We've got one more artist and we will get to our closer. Coming up next, this artist, listen, there are so many things I can say about this artist. He is one of one, a cat who has more claim to fame. He is the only one that I know of that is published in the original Nuyorican Poets Cafe anthology. and is someone who just has all of my respect in the world. The one and only Paul Skiff is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, Jedi Master. Please take it away.
Thanks, Elemental. I am on IG at Skiffgram. It's so wonderful to be here again with everybody and people who are here for the first times. Bienvenidos todos. Um, kind of in the spirit of MLK Day, I'm just going to do a short song. What a soothing color green, tons of money spilled upon the street. What a happy smile upon the face of the child who tells the cops to relax, smell the sweet fragrance fire guts the hate factor and how beautiful more sunlight is upon the headlines that say have stopped killing one another, and don't you see when's the last time the love was given to you? Cuando, cuando necesito que me dejar este mundo, quiero que sea y que cuando todo vengan de afuera, oh, de afuera lo que va. Las luchas de la vida. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yo, yo. I mean, I don't know how he does that, but when he does it, it just enchants us all. Unmute yourself, give it up for Paul. Skip.
Yes.
Mhm.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul.
There's only one person in the world that I know that does that, and that's Paul Skip. Um, and as Elizabeth said, you know, gotta go to NYC to meet the Jedi Master. Trust me, it's even more so when you're in the building and you can hear his voice echoing off the bricks. It's just it's even more. Um, how you do what you do with your voice, Jedi Master. I've never heard anyone do anything like that. Um, I love the fact that you continue and you've heard lots of poetry, right? From some of the greatest poets in the world, but you remain dedicated to who you are as a poet. And to me, that means everything. Thank you, sir, for doing what you do and all of your commentary throughout the evening. I truly appreciate you. All right. We have reached the closer for the evening, folks. Listen, as I promised, right, we are going to get into the cipher this evening. If you want to hang out and rap for a little while, we are going to do that. Listen, we have reached our closer for the evening. This incredible gentleman, Mr. Snap into a Slam Jam, Mr. Turned Off the Lights, the one and only, the people's closer. This incredible artist coming straight off the top rope to clothesline you with the closing. The one and only Dre Reyes in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, man. Listen, we gonna do that. Trust and believe. Come on, man. Take it away.
Wow, I am really appreciative of all these wrestling and closing puns. I mean, I just got out of a closing shift. I guess I'm the closer. Yeah. Sorry to cut you off earlier about the Mariano Rivera thing, but I don't know if anyone's heard or anyone follows, but I guess there was some kind of like weird child abuse thing going on, some domestic shit going on, allegations. So for the time being, I'm Goose Gossage, another Yankee great, the original closer, I would say. So with that said, I got one piece for y'all, and I just want to say so far it's been great to be able to share space with y'all. All right, so I feel this is proper. All right, America, it's suck it to me time. Suck it to me, 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 America. What is your moral compass? Where do you truly stand? Are you really going to allow Wish.com Hitler, that diabolical floater in Satan's shit, another chance to see the throne in his kingdom of lies and fake news? Wow. Meanwhile, Fox News spews hues of fascism, and all of a sudden, it seems trendy to be a fascist. It's hit to be racist and a rapist. It's acceptable to have been convicted 34 times and still be deemed viable for the presidency. Suck it to me, 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 America. Do you get off at belittling minorities? Is it a guilty pleasure you just cannot get rid of? Is it a kink that you just can't quit? I kink shame you, America. Me, and the millions and millions who have had to experience life feeling considered less than white. It must be wild to have the complexion for the protection and for the collection. Time to get some fuck-offs. Fuck you for calling my homeland a floating island of garbage. Fuck you for cheering and laughing. Fuck you for thinking that throwing paper towels into a crowd of desperate people would solve any issue. Fuck you for making health difficult to access after Hurricane Maria devastated Powerless Island. Fuck you for everything you stand for. Fuck you for constantly misleading so many people. Fuck you for ending so many friendships. Fuck you for giving more rights to guns than women. Fuck you for the fraying of mental health of an entire nation. Fuck you for grabbing America by the pussy. Fuck you for mistaking Donald Trump for God. And fuck anyone who tries to tell you white privilege doesn't exist. Suck it to me, 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 America. Second thought, never mind. You're really showing your true face now. Da 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 da. Poem. Poem.
Listen, and did he hit you with the Looney Tunes? Oh my goodness. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Dre.
What? Whoa, Dre. But you don't look old enough to know about laughing.
I grew up with luckily my dad grew up, back in the day. He was born in 54, and he mentioned a couple of things, and with the technology we have available, be able to watch and really absorb some things. Yeah, it's been a real treat. It's been very fascinating, a very interesting social political study through a relic in time.
Beautiful.
That poem has become kind of like the Nuyorican Poets Cafe litmus test for people who come here and don't know what they're getting into, because that's going to separate people who know what a performance poem is from people who can't recognize art when it clobbers them over their conservatism.
I don't know that they'd last very long here. I think the very first person out of the gate would pretty much, whoever it might be.
Whoever, exactly, Bonnie, exactly, whoever it might be, right? You may think that an inflatable hammer across your face may not hurt, but trust me, it will. Trust me, it will. A virtual one at that. Because this is what we do. Okay, we don't get paid for censorship around here, folks. Right? Poets don't get paid for censorship. We work because we're supposed to. This is our calling, right? Sock it to me, sock it to me. Spews hues of fascism. Like, if that's not the definition of an inauguration speech, I don't know what is. Especially the one that we heard recently, right? In conjunction with a plethora of executive orders that simply said, and other things. And other things. Listen, folks, please do your best to put them in poems and bring them here. This is the space that we can actually express those things, right? This is the fearless space to say those things. Listen, folks, we have come to the end of the evening. There have been some amazing artists who have rocked with us this evening, from the opener, the ace in the hole, Mr. Michael Sindler, to the one and only Bianca, to Elizabeth Horan, all the way to Dre Reyes. Y'all have been absolutely amazing. Shout out Joski C. Shout out Zach Frater, my man. Shout out Samantha Stiegel. Shout out Garland. Listen, shout out Meg. Shout out Meg for being in the building all evening, for rocking the chat. We truly appreciate you. Make sure you are plugging in with all of the amazing artists in the building, right? All of the amazing artists, all of everything that Nuyorican Poets Cafe has to offer. We truly appreciate you for all that you do, teaming to rock with us. We're going to end the night like this. Stay tuned for the cipher. Until we meet again. May this energy we conjure this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power, inspire others, energize creativity, as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarin. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. Listen, never forget. Never forget. Cowards get buried here. and we reclaim our strength through our fearlessness. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it has truly been a pleasure spending Thursday night with y'all. Until we meet again, until